Last month, I generated over $180,000 by selling sales systems to companies doing 6 to 7 and even 8 figures. These systems help them scale outbound through AI, meaning connect with ideal buyers consistently and at scale with obviously automation. But this video isn't about the money. I want to actually show you the systems that made it possible, the backend stuff that's actually important, from cleaning messy company names to writing killer personalization, and even building an AI persona that turns AI from a toy to an actual system that prints money. And obviously, I'm going to break down each system step by step for you guys. So, whether you are just starting out or already running a few clients, you'll walk away knowing exactly what to build to get real results. So, let's get into it. All right, first things first, on the realist. Um, First things first is we're gonna talk about cleaning company names using AI. Super important because if you outreach, for example, let's say you are writing an outreach copy, okay, and you have a placeholder company name, okay, and within that placeholder, for example, it's "Hey John, saw a company just raised a round," and when you preview, okay, you see that company name, it shows, for example, Acme Holding LLC or like Rocket Health Inc. Ltd. Now, this is a big mistake because now it shows that you automated the hell out of it and people can smell AI. So now you break the magic of the automated outreach. Okay. So this is a big component about writing an outreach that feels one-on-one, that's one, and two, actually makes money. Okay, so why do we clean the company names? Well, because getting replies from 6 to 7 all the way 8 figure founders will always start from respecting their details. Okay, respecting the details. So what we want is we want to set up a system that lets you scale outreach without sounding like a mass spam. And this is going to be the difference between $0 and your first 8 to 10K a month because it starts here from the basics. The first basic is cleaning company names. So I'm going to leave you guys a simple prompt. This is a company name formatter. Okay. So normalize the company name, which is company name, by focusing on its most distinctive and memorable element. This is a high level like prompt, as it might be reflected in the company's domain and the person's bio headline or the company's LinkedIn. We can definitely edit this. The goal is to identify the standout part of the name, typically the first noun, while discarding generic terms. Output a concise, casual abbreviation employees within that company might use, respecting original capitalization and spacing, provide only the finalized output or like the final normalized result. So I am in NA10 right here in the system. I'm just gonna call it playground, okay? And I have essentially just like a list here that I called 300 leads scraped from Apollo. So I have a list. So 300 leads scraped from Apollo. This is my list here. And then I have like a couple company names here that I need to clean. For example, so as you can see here, Innovo LLC, Hospitality Control Solutions. Now it has to be just Hospitality Control or like HCS. Okay, for example here, Integra Network Services LLC. Now when you scrape data off the internet, you're always going to have like this issue. So you need to clean this up. Obviously, okay, that's like a non-negotiable. It's like the step one of like writing an outreach copy. Okay, so as you can see here, like I just retrieved the 300 leads here using NA10, just using this node. It's called get rows from lists. Okay, and the next node is basically splitting in batches. So splitting in batches means you get one record from like a big list. Okay, it helps a lot when you are verifying emails, or let's say you want to chunk your lists so you don't get rate limited. For example, when you're using AI, or when you are sending it to instantly, or maybe whatever, anything. Okay. So if I execute, obviously I'm going to get just one batch from here, which is awesome. So the next step is adding an LLM chain, okay? Basic LLM chain, okay? As I always say, you can use any AI model. You can use Gemini, which is free. You get $250 free of Gemini. Essentially, like it will run you a couple sell some campaigns, probably like 10, because $250 and it's extremely cheap and also really, really good. The output is really good. So what you want to do is simply just copy this prompt, paste this here, toggle the expression, which is already here, okay? And then you're essentially just gonna like build the prompt, okay? We're just gonna plug in the data that you already have, okay? So let's refresh this, execute again. Okay, awesome. And then let's see, okay? Depending on the data that you got, you're just gonna adjust, okay, the prompt from the data that you already have, okay? So for example, normalize the company name. So I'm just gonna plug in company name by focusing on its most distinctive and memorable element, as it might be reflecting this company's domain. So in this list, I don't have the company's domain, but you can totally just skip that. You can essentially just, by focusing on its most distinctive memorable elements, as it might be reflected in the company's LinkedIn. So you can totally just adjust depending on the data, okay? For example, if you scrape from Apollo, you're always gonna get the domain. If you scrape from Crunchbase, you're always gonna get the domain, but just adjust, okay? For example, this is the LinkedIn and the person's bio. We're just gonna add the person's bio, which is headline, and remove this bio. Now, make sure to plug in your AI model of choice. I'm just gonna use Azure GPT-4o, for example. Now, if I essentially just run once, I'm gonna get the clean company name. So ACA. So now it's way better. So from ACA Technology Group, now it's ACA, which is awesome. Okay. So that's how you clean the company name. So this is going to be clean company name. Perfect. So this is the first system, which is basically cleaning company names, okay? Now let's go a little bit more advanced and let's talk about crafting the AI persona, which falls into high-level operator thinking. Now, when you get to crafting like an AI persona, this is where stuff becomes like magical. And this is where you turn an outreach message to cold hard cash. Okay. So first of all, let's explain what's an AI persona. Well, an AI persona just does two things. It teaches AI how to think and get better outputs, which is kind of like these are like some of the frameworks that I use within my agency. And it just makes automating like outreach messages at scale. Okay. So for some context, like when you tell AI that you are an expert at something, they usually it usually becomes an expert, okay? And it will give you better results, okay, across 10,000 leads, for example. So the framework is going to be this one, okay? Crafting an AI persona that actually work. This is basically like an SOP documentation from my own company that I'm sharing with you guys. So essentially the first step, this is how you build your own AI persona. It's kind of like giving you like the method of actually fishing the fish, then giving you the fish at the end, okay? Which is going to be the standardized prompt you always use. So to build your own AI persona, you want to give it a role plus title. For example, you are a name and analysis. And then you're going to add why they exist. For example, your job is to clean messy company names, okay? Your job is to give me the exact industry that this company operates in. And then the next step is you want to tell it how to think using a mental model. So you want to explain what it should focus on and what to ignore. For example, you care about clarity, you ignore extra words like LLC or Inc. The third step, which is going to be the final step, set the rules for how it should write. So you want to make the output consistent and clean. For example, always output in lowercase unless proper noun, no punctuation, no extra words. So now I'm going to walk you guys through the standardized prompt you always use, okay? And it's really, really powerful because it's going to help you guys a ton when writing an outreach copy. So look at this. Imagine you are the job title at company name. So you're going to put the exact job title of the person that you're going to reach out to. If you're wondering how to do this, make sure to check out the last video, which is basically my premium positioning and how to write outreach copy at scale. Okay. So for example, let's say you are reaching out to company sizes from 50 to 100. Okay. Or like, let's say from 51 to 100, yeah, 51 to 100 is still gonna reach out to the founder or like a CMO. So we can say, hey, imagine you are a CMO at a company name, random company name. Your task is to succinctly fill in the blank to the sentence I can connect you to. The blank should describe their ideal clients or buyers, the exact people your sales systems can help them reach at scale. So check this out. So this is an AI persona. So imagine you are, so one, give it a role plus a title. why you exist. The blank should describe their ideal buyers or clients, the exact people your sales system can help them reach at scale. And this is the magic. This should position the company to get out there and grow by showing how you plug them directly into their ICP. Use the company description below to guide your answer. So we're just gonna copy this entire thing. Okay? And then let's just duplicate this. There we go. And now the only thing we have to do is just plug this here. And this is going to be AI persona. Okay? So now the only thing I have to do is just simply just copy the prompts, paste it here, and then make sure to, let's link this, unlink this, and execute. Now we're going to get 1, as always. And then now I can plug this, and then I'm going to put, imagine you are the CEO, for example, of, or actually, since we already have the job title, okay, imagine you are the job title, see, of company name. Now it's going to pretend it's them, obviously, because it's going to take their job title, it's going to connect it to the service being offered, which is sales system that are going to connect them with their ideal clients. So I'm going to put here the company description, which is going to be from company short description. There we go. And then if I execute, you're going to see this. So growing SMB leaders. So now we can say, hey, X, I can connect you with growing SMB leaders, small business leaders. So check this out, slower case. So it's more natural and human. For example, if you had any company here, like B2B tech, it's going to be another output. For example, it's a recruitment, going to be connect you with companies hiring tech talents, or the exact same thing that they essentially just mention in the company description. So now AI is going to think as the exact decision maker, right, within the list, and is going to basically talk to them by trying to be them, right? And imagine what would they need based off the company description. So it's kind of like you pretending, right? In this case, AI pretending to be the decision maker within that company, and what are the pain points that are keeping them up at night, and what are the ideal clients that they want to get connected to. And this is how you turn GPT from a toy into an actual system that prints money. Now, let's talk about non-cringe AI personalization. Okay, now the fastest way to get ignored is just send in like, hey, John, saw your company, and then you add like a template here, thought I'd reach out. So instead, you want your message to sound like something you wrote after they're checking their website. Obviously, you're not going to check it, AI will. And relate, okay, keyword, relate that to the service being offered, even though it's systemized. Like keynote, AI is going to check the website and relate it to your service being offered, in our case, sales systems. By the way, this prompt is totally adjustable. Let's say you sell AI agents. You can say, in this prompt, for example, let me read it. Create a casual insider style congratulatory message from company that feels personal and credible. The tone should feel like a fellow founder / operator making a warm connection. Formula, congrats on specific achievement. Relate these insights to the service being offered. We have here, since we're selling sales systems, building sales systems specifically designed to connect them with their ideal clients. In your case, like you can type, for example, building them AI agents that do X, Y, and Z. Let's say you want to use this in your client's fulfillment. Congrats on, and relate these insights to the service being offered. Boom, you just plug in your client's service. For example, let's say they build CRMs, I don't know, like they run ads. You're just going to put the exact one-liner here of their offer. And then you just give it an example. So let me show you the magic. Same thing here. Copy, paste. Very, very simple. Run once. And then we're simply just going to copy this prompt. Get it here. Paste this here. This is 101. Personalization. Okay? And then let's just plug this here. And then here we're just going to put for company, which is company name. And then here we're going to put company description. And then you're simply just going to put company short description right here. Now check this out. Hey team AC. Okay, so let's add. Oh, for. So it should be for first name. Okay. So let's put first name here for first name. Yeah, now it's gonna give us the hey first name. So check this out now. Check this out. Congrats on AC's incredible run since 2002, building such a trusted name in the IT services while evolving with trends like the move to the cloud is no small feat. We've worked with other teams driving innovation in tech and found that connecting with dream clients often starts with a sales system tailored to their specific points. Happy to trade notes if you're scaling further. See this copy? This entire copy is like very, like it's pretty much 101. Okay? Let's, for example, run let's batch by 2, for example. I'm gonna get 2, okay? 2 personalizations, or like 2 entire copies at this point. So let's read through the second one. Hey Ragan, huge congrats on the buzz I've seen around your restaurant's growth. Sounds like you've really nailed connecting with your audience and delivering an incredible experience. We've helped other operators build sales systems to lock in those dream customers by ensuring the right conversations happen consistently. Happy to brainstorm anytime if scaling is still a top of mind for you. Now, this is AI. Do you see it? Do you see how crazy that is, right? So no human can actually write this at scale other than just AI in these systems. And also these prompts because they are super powerful. Now let's talk about outreach. This is a big component, okay? Especially when you are writing your outreach, okay? And you're gonna notice that the tone in these prompts always gonna be, it's always going to be a one-on-one, feels like a peer, feels like a connector, and that's how you actually get founders and decision makers to reply to you and actually pay you money. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple examples that way you understand the tone. For example, let's say you are running this personalization and you want to adjust the tone based on your liking. Or maybe you are writing an outreach copy, maybe you're an AI freelancer, and now you're pivoting into sales systems. You want to sell these sales systems. Here's how to talk. Okay, so a bad example is, "Hi John, I'm reaching out to introduce my services. We help companies grow using AI systems. Let me know if you're available for a quick call." Now this is a good one. Okay, this is really bad. This is the good one. "Hey John, notice you guys are hiring SDRs. Guess and lead flow is rampant." So it's very human. Like it's kind of like you're talking to another, like a real person, but AI is doing it. "Happy to share how our sales systems helped other SaaS teams double meetings last quarter. Let me know if let me know if it's worth a quick look." So it feels natural, right? So if your outreach messages are not getting replied and you're making $0 and you're not making any money, maybe you're making just a couple $100. Well, this is the case because you're just sounding like every AI automation agency. Okay? So don't do it. So these are some of the keys to perfect the tone, okay? Use normal words, for example, not optimize workflows. You want to talk just like a normal person. For example, let's say I'm going to add this here. For example, monthly recurring revenue is going to be MRR, okay? Or RRR. That's how you add this in your copy, okay? And one simple checklist is when you read it, it has to feel like something you want to like say to someone outside on the street or like in a restaurant or like a coffee shop. If it doesn't sound like it, just delete it, okay? And you want to add warmth, for example, soft closes like worth a quick look instead of like let's book a call. Okay, now you can totally automate this stuff using like Google Sheets. For instance, I built this entire tool for people inside my community, which is this one and my Drive, and I'm going to show you guys how it works. It's really, really good. You can totally build this stuff too, just using using a app script if you're familiar with it. For example, this is going to save like hundreds of hours. For example, let me show you. So you essentially just click on lead enrichment and you click company name and you run a script and boom. You just do that in like a couple seconds, which is awesome, right? So that's really good. You can also run the personalization, okay, generate personalization, which I think these are like these in-house tools are like the highest ROI because my goal is to get 1,000 people to 10K a month. That's like my ultimate goal in this life because I mean, I am really successful. Like right now, I want to like make other people successful, which makes me feel really good. So now the only thing they have to do is simply just log in, use their account. For example, here, verify the emails. Okay, let's say they go requests. They have like a list here, for example. They essentially just export the list and then essentially just put it here, clean the company names, and then again, boom, you can generate personalization, and then you just got started in like a couple minutes. So you can actually focus on the highest ROI tasks and actually make money. Because like I don't like when people just talk about theory, but their bank account is empty. Okay. So check this out. Saw you focus on multi-cloud FinOps for strategy value. So it's non-surface level. But you can totally build this up, guys. You can build this in like, for example, using Claude or like GPT, and then you just add it in like a app script, okay? And that's how we do it. But for the most part, you can always just use NA10 and automate these three systems right here, or plug them into like a big system that does everything, cleans the company names, generate the AI personalization, and adds the AI persona. For example, let's say we want to use this entire thing. For example, we're going to clean the company names, okay? And then we're simply just going to plug this right here. And let's build an entire outreach message from scratch, okay? Let's put this right here on top. There we go. Put it right here. Okay, so you have everything here. Okay, you have the congrats, you have basically the copy. So let's just run the entire thing. But first, we need to add like a execute here. So we're gonna clean the company name. We have every single thing here. So we have the AI personalization, hey name. Obviously, we need to double check the credentials here. So we have AC, and let's check if it actually took the AI. Yeah, we need to add the title here from get prospects because we switched. So just add the title. Of company. For example, let's put the company name here and the description right here, which is the company short description. Put it here again. Same thing for the AI persona. It's already there, okay? And then the one-on-one personalization. And then let's put the guy here, Mark, and then let's add the company short description here. Okay, let's run the entire thing and let's see what we can do with it. So we get the AI persona, small business leaders, and then congrats on hitting 20 plus years with AC and continuing to evolve in the IT space, leading the shift to virtual hardware cloud is no small feat. We've seen how connecting with dream clients can totally transform growth trajectory, especially with the right systems. So what we can do is relate these insights to the service being offered, designed to connect them with, since we have their dream clients, right? Right? So with their dream clients, we can just put the text here and boom, that's how you do it. Okay, now we built an entire copy. Now check this out. Hey Mark, congrats on the big win securing that major small business contract. Saw the buzz around how your team nailed the rollout. With help other founders like you make sure their sales team are dialed in to consistently connect with with small business leaders. If you'd ever like to swap notes on scaling or tax systems, let me know. See? So now we cleaned the company names. We done every single thing. Okay? In fact, let's see. The AI persona for company name, you should actually add the text from the clean company name here. And that's an entire system. Let's delete everything. And then boom. So the main idea here is I ran every single thing, like part by part, chunked. And now we built the entire system from scratch. While also you guys see every part that moves And then you have like the entire thing, okay? Hopefully this makes sense. So now we have to clean the company names, every single thing here. And then essentially what we do is just go to Sheets and go to Append or Update a Row. 300 leads scraped from Apollo. And we're going to go to Update Row. Select column to match on. I can match on, for example, email. Doesn't really matter. Gonna refresh this. And then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna name this 101 operator copy. And then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna like refresh again. And I'm gonna go to operator copy, put it here. If we get an error, we're just gonna fix it. Row number. Oh, it has to be a row number. So row number here, and then now we're not gonna have that issue. Check this out. Done. So I have everything here, which is awesome. The only thing I'm gonna add is remove these quotation marks. So the way you wanna do it is you wanna go to 101 personalization. Remove this. And again, remove this. Awesome. So let's see if there's any quotation marks. Nothing. So let's run, for example, let's do 10. Let's execute. Azure is very cheap. That's one, and also super, super fast. Check this out. Done. Cleaning the company names, done. And that's how you have like a successful salesman campaign. Let's read through this. Congrats on the big milestone, Joshua. Saw you've been making waves connecting businesses needing solutions to liquidating assets. That's no small feat. We've worked with some other data center players on similar challenges, helping to turn the decommissioning project into revenue opportunities while reducing the headaches at their end. Always here if you want to swap notes. That's really good. Check this out. Congrats on stepping up as a go-to name in security printing. Your team's commitment to document integrity and traceability is clearly resonating. We've seen firsthand how building specialized sales systems tailored to security printers leaders can open doors to the right partnerships. So again, operator, premium positioning, partnerships, intros, okay? It gives you like that connector vibe. Happy to swap notes anytime. Keep crushing it. So there we go, guys. This is like an entire system along with the prompts. Obviously, I'm going to leave you guys this Notion doc. So make sure to copy these prompts. Feel free to replicate the success that I always say. And the only thing you have to do at the end is simply just, like always, get out there, take action. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.